Hello and welcome to episode 4 of my GoW 3 gameplay series. What you're watching today is a King of the Hill match on trenches, and I'm playing with Tony this time around. I'm just going to show some quick highlights of the first round. Since it wasn't all that interesting, I have a pretty poor performance and I keep getting killed by sword-offs and retros. Watch out for one point though, where Tony carries the mortar all the way into the cavern and gets a nice double kill. Now at the end of the first round, I randomly said to Tony that I was going to go hard in round 2 and get MVP. To be honest, it was just a bit of a joke, since I'd pretty much done nothing in the whole game to suggest that I was capable of bringing it back, but I'll leave it to you to see how it goes. So today I'm going to be talking about my Gears of War highlights, the things that I'll always remember about playing Gears 3. Now I do have to remember them too, since I didn't start recording until recently, so don't have any footage of them to show you. I guess you'll just have to take my word for it that they happened. So I guess my first highlight would be a TDM 5v1 clutch on Blood Drive. It was the first thing I ever really did on the game that was sort of a wow moment, since, as you probably know if you've watched my other videos, I started out pretty badly. Now this happened around the time when I was starting to improve with my Gnasher work and incorporating a little wall bouncing into my game. When the rest of my team died, I was stuck in the triage room as it's called on the map, which is right at the back of Blood Drive. Basically, I picked them off at one at a time until it came to the final 2. I was pretty low on health when I came up against the second last guy, and I did a cheeky little wall bounce to blow him away. Now it was the first time I'd ever really used a wall bounce to kill anyone, since like I said, I just started incorporating it into my game. I then downed the last guy from mid-distance with some Gnasher actives and gave the customary beatdown. As I've said before, I'm not very good in anything over a 2v1 situation, and this remains my only ever real clutch, and it probably will remain that way in future, since I tend to only play King of the Hill now, and my playstyle doesn't really lend itself to clutching. Still, I'll always remember it for being one of those amazing Gears 3 moments, and it's fair to say my heart was racing uncontrollably by the end. That's the beauty of Gears for you. Something else I'll always remember is dropping the scoreboard from Thrashball on Tony's head. We were obviously on the same team and we spawned together at the opposite end of the map to where we needed to be. We both started running towards the other end, but I stopped, looked at Tony, looked up at the scoreboard hanging by a thread, looked back at Tony running directly underneath it, and realised there was only one thing I could do in this situation. Needless to say, he didn't make it to the other side of the map, and the rest of us playing were in stitches laughing at that moment. And there was also one Quinn which I'll always remember for being the perfect grenade. It was basically a flawless Quinn, as one frag took out all 5 of the opposing team who were standing in the hill, again on Thrashball. They were at the top of the map in the middle, looking into the room up there. But I was on the ground behind them and just threw one grenade into the hill. The next thing you know, all 5 kills come up on the kill feed simultaneously. It was pretty much the perfect grenade. Now you may have noticed that in my videos I generally have a different skin on my weapon every time, with a lot of them being those that you needed to buy. However, I actually didn't buy them, but won them, and that's another highlight of mine. It was in the recent Pink Lancers Fight Cancer 2 Gears event. I was watching one of the streams and Flack from the Gears community came in and dropped a load of random codes in the chat. I managed to get one before everyone else in there, and I'll be honest, it was the quickest copy-paste job I'd ever done, and it was for the launch weapon skin collection. Obviously I was really happy, as to buy it, it would have cost 3,600 points, which is equivalent to roughly $45, and that's what allows me to have a different weapon skin in every game I play. But I think my biggest highlight is also a more general one, and that is my improvement on the game. I talked in detail about my improvement on Gears in the last episode, and even when I'm playing now I'm still shocked at how far I've come. From not being able to get kills to finding an enjoyable playstyle which made me an effective member of a team, the improvement I've made on Gears 3 is something I'll remember more than anything else. Gears 3 is basically the game that I learned how to play Gears properly, and I'll always love it for that. So as this video comes to an end, I'd like to ask you all what your Gears of War highlights are. doesn't just have to be Gears 3, and it doesn't necessarily have to be multiplayer either. Just let me know what things you will always remember from your time playing the Gears of War games. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.
Incoming smoke! Human spotted! Is it true? Do the humans actually hope to survive much longer?